Welcome to my live video. My name is Lerato Ray. Have a Lerato Ray? There can only be one Lerato Ray, I guess. So it's me. The rest they give the phone call. The rest they give the phone call. So I'm actually taking a walk. I'm gonna pass by the certain place. So I thought, why not? Let's take along. I'm currently on 1,406 steps. So yeah, that's what we're doing. I just hope this watch doesn't reset itself because it has a tendency of doing that. Hopefully, by the time I get home, you know, probably around like 3,000 steps. I'm just hoping. Because, yeah, your girl is trying to make sure that her fitness health is popsy, okay? That's what I'm trying to make sure of. So I'm taking a walk around my village and then got me thinking a lot about life. Really has. It has. You guys won't see much, but that's me and this is my surrounding. So let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Flex thing in a village is very weird. But to be quite honest, I'm at a place where I'm just counting down, you know? I'm counting down to live in this place and going to get more that is out there for me. Yeah, that's where I'm at. Yeah. I want to see more. I want more. I do. And there's nothing wrong with that. With wanting more. Bleh. So this is my home, guys. Look at the clouds. Let me show you guys the clouds. Oh, it's nice and pink there. It's very nice and pink. Yeah. This place groomed me, guys. It groomed me. I used to play on the street. I used to be babysitted in this house. But it was way before they built a big house and so not. But this is the place that shaped me. Yeah. Normally spend so much of my time running away from this, especially after matric. But I guess life has a way of, you know, bringing us back to places that we're trying to run away from. Yeah. And I think for the first time in my life, I'm not trying to run away from this place, you know? I'm trying to embrace the different versions of myself that I found in this place. And I found myself also finding the type of woman that I want to be in this place. But also, I want more because I'm a curious mind. You get what I mean? What time is it? Oh, what time is it? Wait, it's 13 past 6 p.m. So that's the time. Hi, Rosa. So yeah, for the very first time in my life, I don't want to run away from this place, you know? But also, I also feel like if I stay here for a long time, my dreams are gonna die because this place is not conducive to the type of dreams that I have, to the type of vision that I have, you know? And I think that's why it's imperative for me to find myself in different territories than what I'm used to. That's just how it is. Like Rona. Yeah. But what can we say? What can we say? I feel like this is what they mean when they say you can't change your birthplace. And I wouldn't have changed it. I mean, me being a curious person that I am, I feel like maybe if I was in another region growing up, I was going to get in a lot of trouble because I can be troublesome. But I don't think I'm troublesome. I'm just a girl who likes exploring. And my brain is curious. So that's not troublesome. It's just me being myself. But yeah, this type of place does expose you to too little. But even though it did, my mind has always been curious. And I just hope like I trust the dreams and aspirations that I have. Tobela, lekai, Ron. So I hope I do that. I hope I do that. Cause I'm ready. I'm ready to like find my place in the world. Not in my comfort zone. Because this is my comfort zone. I can literally take a walk at any time when I'm here. I ain't scared of nobody. So I think being in a different region is gonna kind of, make me zhoosh just a little bit. Yeah. Those mountains, they look nice. Look at that. This mountain, baby, it's that's why they call it. The I hope I nearly fell. But yeah, that's my home. This is my home. This is where I'm from. The place shaped me so much. It really did. But I feel like it's time for me to be shaped by other places. And this is the reason why I'm thinking of doing something crazy where we do province hopping. So we basically spend some time in a certain province and then we move to the next province. Because one thing about traveling, it does help you find different versions of yourself. I think I learned that when I went to Joburg, when I also went to Bloemfontein. So I want that to be my life, Yeah. Okay, guys. I'm about. Hi, Clea. How are you? Guys, please wait. I'll talk to you guys in a bit, okay? Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Kakwa? Oh, I don't know. Let's ask his. Oh, look like a. Alright. Eh, no, I'm your home. Eh, I got. Oh, every little alone. Eh, really, bitch. Eh, I'm going too close. Kakwa? Eh, Carla, I'm not a little. I feel like life is so weird, honestly. It is. And I think the reason why I'm such a curious mind, no, the reason why I want more in life is because I've always known that there is something else in life. So it's like my soul is constantly seeking. Even if I naturally, like, I can try to calm down, but I know that my soul will always seek for the more that is out there. It knows that there is more. And sometimes I feel like maybe I'm scared of the more that is there. I mean, I'm 27, and the thought that, one day I'm gonna give birth, or like, get married and have my own family scared shit out of me, because I'm like, no ways, how does that happen? And I think it's also because of the position that I have in my family. I'm the last one in my family. And if you're like the last one in a black family, there's a lot of inferiority complex that is attached to that. You get what I mean? So sometimes I do feel like it's delaying me, but also I feel like it's my assignment to make sure that I break out of it. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like a butterfly learning how to have wings and how to fly. That's how I feel. And I feel like, at some point, I honestly feel like a late bloomer. And I know that a lot of people, when they talk about a late bloomer, they mean someone who hasn't had sex earlier. For me, it's not just about that. It's the fact that it's now that I'm learning how to, become an adult in a way, how to trust my mind, how to trust my creativity, how to trust my opinions about things. And that's because for a very long time, yeah, to now, I'm sorry about my network is lacking. But like, I was like, how does one go from that to this, So I think it's still the same thing. I I'm navigating growth, but in most cases it feels like I'm a child trapped in an adult body. Literally. In this, you know, forever growing body. But I like the fact that I'm embracing each and every stage. And I'm also like, because it's a privilege and a curse. Um, I see how my mind has transformed, how I think differently, how I approach situations differently. And I think that's a privilege, you know? But also, one thing that all of this has taught me was that if you don't educate yourself about growing and growth, and you're not, what's the word? There's this word that I'm looking for. You're not cognizant. No, it's not cognizant, but there's a word that I'm looking for. It's like you're not, yeah, but I'll just say cognizant of the reality that you're in. I think you're gonna miss out on a lot, because now I feel like the reason why we have mature people who are still reacting to situations, who are still throwing tantrums, is because they didn't get to go through growth with the tools that we have these days, like books that deal with your mental health, books that teach you how to regulate your emotions, books that teach you how to have a better perspective as well. So, yeah, I'm just glad that I'm an African girl in this era. But also I feel like I'm stuck in too many worlds. And for some reason, most of the time it makes me question who I am. And I think it makes sense. I mean, who the fuck do I think I am? I'm just a village girl, and here I am putting myself on YouTube, believing that I'm wise, having big dreams, thinking about e-commerce, sailing to other countries. Who the fuck do I think I am? And every time when I look at my environment, I'm realizing one thing, that I'm breaking chains each and every time when I do something new. Because in this environment, all of those things, I shouldn't even be thinking about them. I shouldn't even be thinking about having an online business. I shouldn't. My mind shouldn't be there. But the fact that I'm thinking about those things, it's just really showing me that God's grace does exist. You get what I mean? It's making me feel like, yeah, ne? God's grace exists for me because it's God's grace that I even talk the way that I talk. Literally. Because where I'm at, a girl like me, she just focus on getting a man who at least has a job, nyana, and then she gets pregnant from that man. That guy doesn't even care about paying damages or marrying her. And then she waits for the guy to come and provide for her stability. But I don't think that way. In fact, I'm doing everything that I can so that I can get my independence, and not just financial independence, but also independence from the culture that has been taught to me and women who existed before me. You get what I mean? So, yeah, I guess that's that. That's that. I'm no city girl. I'm no nothing like that. But here I am. Here I am constantly showing up and constantly believing in myself and carrying that belief with me everywhere. So for me, that's crazy. That's crazy. Let me open the gate, guys. I'm back home. I'm on. Ooh. Let me show you guys how steps I'm on. Rest steps. I'm so proud of myself. Um, Obviously, there's a room to increase, to improve, but for now, that's great. I want to get inside. Some lights are already on. Also, I want to pee so bad. I want to pee so bad. Oh my god. Why does it feel like I want to pee? Oh, thank God. I need to open the gate. I need to go and pee. I need to pee. Please wait. one day I'm gonna come back here and there'll be no one to come back to, you know? Like life sometimes is so scary. That's just the truth. Life is very scary. Now, and have some dinner. You know what I mean? Look at, oh, okay, I need to go and close up my windows. I don't know why, but it seems to work. Salt seems to work on this frogs, so I'm going to use it. I just saw this frog is so big, so I'm going to pour salt on it. Oh wow. Oh guys, and it's so scary. Like those frogs are what? I'm gonna use this. That frog is so big, it looks like an alien. Are we on rampage? Oh my god. It's even giving me chills. Oh my god. That frog is so big. I can't. Oh! Oh, guess I'm back. That frog is big. Oh yeah! Am I on rampage? That frog is so big. Oh! Wait guys, I just want to pour more salt on that frog because I can't deal with that. I'm going to faint. Oh my god. Bam, 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 bam. Clap, 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 clap. Busted. I'm sitting outside, guys. It's late at night and I'm just enjoying the silence. Um, Normally I would have sat in the dark, but I'm trying to be considerate of you guys, obviously. Look at my watch, how cute. This is from my store. Normally around this time I just have my joint outside. It just really helps to ground me in the moment, and I enjoy that. Yeah. I want to listen to a podcast now. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. That big frog left. I don't know where it's at, but it left. It left. I came back from my walk. I feel so good. I feel great. I feel good about what I did last night. Yesterday I had the most amazing evening. But also it's like I think being home alone just made me crave a lot. Just made me realize that one day I'll have nobody to come back to, you know? You know that feeling when you realize that your mom is not gonna be there forever, your dad, probably your dad is gone, and you just realize that damn, one day these people won't be there anymore. Honestly. Including siblings as well. But I think with me, I have a very weird relationship with my siblings. Like we don't see things eye to eye. I think it's mainly because we're also from different generations, and I'm a new generation. They are in their own generation, so it's kind of like conflicting with each other. I think those generations, they're kind of conflicting with each other. But yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. I just hope that, everything that I think helps me. That one day I get to, be grateful and say, no, but I actually had those moments, but you get what I mean. Yeah. I just hope one day I get to look back and be like, oh my God, I'm so grateful that I lived my life, you know, according to my perspective. Because I think it would suck to live life and spend my lifetime following someone else's rules and, thinking of how life should be lived, honestly. Yeah. So I just hope, like, I don't get to regret it. Yeah. Yep. I hope I don't get to regret it. My world is so small at the moment, and I feel like with that, it comes a lot of you questioning yourself. Yeah, it comes with that. But also, when your world is too big, you get to lose yourself in it. So I'm kind of grateful that I'm in a stage where my world is small. Because, I mean, there's nothing much in a village. There's nothing much in a village. And I think this is why, like, every time when I see someone who is from another place, I'm always fascinated by them and how they think. Because when you're from a village, you think differently, you know, and whew, you think differently, especially when you start meeting the real world. You tend to doubt your capabilities and your mind and stuff like that because you feel like someone else is exposed to more. So yeah, the more I'm talking about this, I'm realizing that I have a lot of healing to do because yeah, and I can't wait to, but also healing is not linear. Like there'll be times where you feel like you haven't even started, and there will be times where you see how far you've came with your healing journey. You get what I mean? So a village does have a hold on a person. I've seen it with myself, I've seen it with friends, I've seen it with community. I don't know why I'm getting emotional, but I'm kind of getting emotional because, there's one friend of mine that, took his own life. And I feel like the village got into his head. And there is no a day that I don't regret being there for him. Yeah, there's no a day. There's no a day. I miss him so much. It's weird how I pass at his gate each and every time. And I still wish I can see him. I wish I could have been there for him. I wish I could have taken a moment to be there for him. But also, as much as I wish for all of those things, I'm also realizing that we can't save everyone. We can't. Because at some point, I needed to be saved like that. I needed someone to come, but no one was there. And I'm not saying that that's the reason why I shouldn't be there for anyone, but it really shows that in life you must be mentally strong. You must find a way to be there for yourself when no one else is there, you know. But also, obviously, as a friend, I'll always feel like I failed him because I feel like he was feeling things that if only I was available at that time, I could have helped him to not feel them. Whether he was feeling shame or. Because I do know that he passed away at a time where, like, we were all in varsity, and I don't know if he felt like a failure or what, because what I heard was that he went crazy first. And I'm like, did he really go crazy, crazy? That death haunts me, guys. I don't want to lie. There are times where I would see him in my dream, like, and I would be so happy. And I would say, everybody says you're dead, but you're not. And he would just laugh. I miss his laughter. I miss his jokes. I miss how he would make me so happy when I had a bad day. He was stupid, but I loved his stupidity. He was my best friend. He was. I miss how he talked. there was something about how he called me that just made me, yeah, he was my crazy friend. And I was also his crazy friend. He was that person that I remember, like, one of the craziest things that happened was when he lost his virginity and he came and told me. Like, and he was way older, and oh my god, why? Oh my god, I'm just having so many beautiful memories with this person. Oh my god. Oh, may his soul forever rest in peace, honestly. My friend. He was he was that kind of person that I knew he would never be jealous of me. I remember when we were still in high school, I would tell him that, you know, when I grow up, I want to be so wealthy. I want to have money. I want to be rich and all of those things. And he would tell me that, well, if I can at least earn 10,000. So he believed that money outside of 10,000 was way too much for him. So he thought that, making 10,000 is gonna be a lot of money for him. That's all he needs. Like, if only he can have 10,000 each and every month, he would he would buy the world. He wasn't as crazy as I am. He was okay with the simple things in life. And there was me with big dreams, with big goals, believing that, I want to be rich and I want to be wealthy. And there was him. He didn't even, believe going to varsity was possible for him. But for me, I have always I've always felt like the world was my playground. I was so eager and hungry and, all of those things. That's why, every time when I go on a live video, even today, I think that's what we talked about it, like earlier on when I went on a live video, and I was like, being in the community that I'm in is even crazy that I think the way that I think, that I talk the way that I talk, because my environment doesn't reflect that. My environment, all we've known throughout our lives was scarcity, poverty. But this whole thing of someone dreaming so big that they feel like they want to get to a point where, the world is their playground. It's not for girls like me, but for some reason, I've always believed. Even me being on a live video now, it's crazy, it's insane. It's like, what? Who does she think she is? You know? Type of thing. You get what I'm saying? It's like cool things like that, they don't happen here. But for some reason, I've always wanted to be the first person that they happen to. Not necessarily the first person, but I've always believed that I'm the person that they're going to happen to. And if nobody else, if these cool things didn't happen to anybody else, they're gonna happen to me. For me. I think for that's the correct term that I'm looking for. Yeah. So I've always believed that. And for a little while, they looked like they were gonna happen. But also the vision got lost along the way. And I had to rebuke and come back to myself. And I think that's where you guys are finding me. In a place where I'm coming back to myself, and I'm 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 believing that I'm in a phase where God is trying to give me what is mine. But I'm also realizing that what is mine is not what the world wanted for me. So yeah, I'm starting to understand the holes that had women before me. I'm starting to understand why nobody around me ever achieved their dreams or ever got to live in a world where abundance is reflected in every way. You know, either when it comes to the relationships that they have, or like, even things, abundant food, money, all of those things. I'm realizing why people don't have that, why people are unhappy, why people are sad, and why people hate life. Yeah. And sometimes I feel like God is exposing me to way too much, honestly. That's why I'll always say this. For a girl like me, who is from where I'm from, it's crazy that I even think the way that I do. And I feel like now I'm in a place where I see why other people cannot afford to think abundantly. Because sometimes when things are negative, they pull you away from the idea of abundance. You know, when people are going through struggle, it's hard for them to believe that there is a life you know, where scarcity doesn't have power over your life. You know? Yeah. When Americans, like, these American kids, their parents will be telling them that they used to walk, you know, with no shoes or whatever. They might think it's a myth, but where I'm from, it's it's someone's reality. I don't have to wait for the news to show me. I'm seeing it. And sometimes you look at a person who's in that situation and start asking yourself, what type of an adult can come out of that? I mean, for this child to even believe that, God can do wonders to their life is crazy. So if there is a child who believes that there is more coming from this village, it's amazing. It's a rare thing. It doesn't happen. It doesn't usually happen where we are. It doesn't happen. Like I said, at my age, coming from where I come from, I should probably be having 6 kids, different fathers. You know, at this time, I should be worried about what I'm gonna have, what I'm gonna feed my kids and stuff like that. So, the type of reality that I'm living as well, I know it doesn't happen around here, where a girl is so self-content and is just eager to break out of the village and to get more in life. I mean, the fact that I'm even thinking being a billionaire is possible for me, and one day, I'm gonna take trips and open the fridge and not even have to worry about, the food that I'm buying. If I want something, I get it, type of thing. It's crazy where I come from. It's crazy. The fact that I believe like that, it's crazy. It's crazy. I know my parents believed, but I feel like I want to believe in a certain level that I've never seen. Because also, there was this other time I was having a moment with myself. I would say with God, but I don't want to base my live videos always saying God this, because there's certain Christians what papela. So yeah, and I don't want anyone who papela and really like that. But I asked God, I was like, because you know that there's a point where you can literally ask God anything and you get an answer. Do you guys know that? Do you guys know that that reality does exist? And when I say God myself, I mean the inner teacher. So there was a time where I was like, God, how come, like, can you please teach me how to have faith, right? And I remember getting an answer. And oh, well, when God started exposing me to this whole thing of me not having enough faith, because growing up, I've always had faith. I mean, yeah, I know it's crazy, but it's another story. And God said to me, it's because you're learning faith from people around you, and there's no one around you who has faith. Well, they do have faith, but that's not the type of faith I want to teach you. I want to teach you faith in such a way that no matter your circumstance, your faith still stands. And I was like, what? Yeah. And I was so shocked that that's the answer that I got. And that's when I started reading the Bible. Well, I was actually reading the Bible even during that time. I have seasons where I'm just so obsessed with the Bible. And there are certain seasons where I don't even want to open the Bible. I think that's this. And for some reason, I always have the best seasons when I'm opening my Bible and when I'm praying and, just constantly saying, God, thank you for this presence. God, thank you for this reality. Thank you. To say gratitude and thank God that I experience life the way that I do. I always take moments for that. But at that time, I was just obsessed with reading the Bible. I was like, because for me, I was like, I want to read a Bible like a storybook. Like, I literally started from Genesis. I went all the way to, I even read your Exodus, because I wanted to learn. I was like, no, man, this book, I want to learn it. And it's so beautiful when you start reading the Bible without you know, arguing with it. Just reading these things like stories, and it's so amazing. Like if you it's amazing. So, but I was literally working on faith, and I was in a place where I could just ask God, like, God, can you give me wisdom? And God did. He started opening me up to so many things. He did. Like I felt like there was this other side of me that like was, I don't know, it kind of woke up in a way, and it was very beautiful. It was a beautiful thing to experience. And that's when I asked God, God, yeah, about my whole faith thing. And God just told me that, and it's something that He's constantly saying to me, that you just don't have faith. Your problem is not a resource problem, it's just a faith problem. Sometimes we think that our problems, they are there because of resources, but